Alright, so as promised, here's the last example, or a third example for 12.7 solving rational expressions for my algebra class. So here's an example. We have 4 over x minus 1 plus 1 whole equals negative 10 all over x squared minus 9x plus 8. Okay? So in order to do a problem like this, we need to find a common denominator. To find a common denominator, I'm going to need to actually factor this guy first and see what this really looks like. So I'm going to rewrite my problem and factor my denominator over here. This factors to be what? Negative 8 times negative 1. Now if you notice, these guys already have a common factor of x minus 1, so this guy really needs an x minus 8. This guy needs an x minus 8 in order to have a common denominator. Now this positive 1, which is kind of neat, is we can make this anything we want it to be. 1 is really anything in disguise. So here I have 4 times x minus 8. Let me give, right, here's my x minus 8 times x minus 1. I can make this 1 x minus 8 times x minus 1 over x minus 8 over x minus 1. This is 1 in disguise, anything divided by itself. So now I just need to do a little bit of cleanup, okay? So I need to distribute this 4. So in my numerator, I have 4x minus 32 over this x minus 8, x minus times x minus 1. I'm going to raise that up a little so you can see it. Plus, I'm going to actually FOIL this out because I'm going to need to ultimately combine it with my numerator. So I'm going to FOIL that out, which I already knew was this from before. And I'm going to leave my denominators factored because that really doesn't matter. Because ultimately, I'm now going to combine like terms. These have a common denominator. I'm going to combine like terms. So I have x squared. I have a 4x plus a negative 9x, which is a negative 5x. And a negative 32 plus a negative 8, which is what? Negative 40. All over my denominator, my common denominator. And that equals negative 10 over my common denominator. Now, since my denominators are equal, that means my numerators have to be equal. Who cares what the denominator is? The fact is that my numerators are equal. So x squared minus 5x minus 40 equals negative 10. This is a quadratic. Solve it like a quadratic. So I'm going to set it equal to 0 by adding 10 to both sides. So I have negative 30 equals 0. I'm going to try to factor this. Always try to factor. It's the easiest way to solve a quadratic. X times x. And what times what gives you 30s? Well, 15 times 2, 6 and 5, 3 and 10. Can I get 5 out of this at all? It's not coming to me. I'm going to pause it. Oh, it didn't pause. So I'm going to keep going. Let's see if we can factor that guy. Something went awry. Plus 8. Oh, it's a positive 8. Here's our error right here. Positive 8. That means it's going to be a negative 24. Oh, that makes things much, or negative 24, much better. I'm going to add 10 to this, so this is actually going to be negative 24. There's the error. That makes things a lot prettier. This is going to be negative 14. Now we're going to figure out the factors of 14. 7 and 2 sure looks like that. Negative 7, positive 2. I get that x equals positive 7 or negative 2. And then we just need to check our answers and make sure that they work in our original, going back up, making sure that 4 over 6 plus 1, by plugging in 7 up here, equals plugged in here. And I'll tell you that both of these do indeed work.